Police in Johannesburg are meanwhile trying to stop protests from flaring up and further damaging assets. Over the past days, residents have been on a looting spree in parts of Johannesburg as the Free Zuma protests intensified. eNCA's Nqobile Madlala is traveling with the police and joins us now live from Malvern in Johannesburg. Nqobile, Malvern was one of the places that were a focus yesterday with widespread looting, scenes that we were seeing there, and at some point we were told that police were overwhelmed. Well, there were simply not enough police officers on the ground. What are you seeing at this moment?
Well, basically, to us, we are seeing the aftermath of what was happening when we were watching from yesterday, Guamaimai. When we were standing there watching Malvern, we could see piles of smoke just going up, and we could see a lot of Inyalas coming this side, but we were not allowed to come this way because they said it was so volatile that they could not guarantee our safety. But if you want to know what happened, well, this is what happened. These cars are some of the aftermath of what was happening in Melville. Some of the shop owners here are basically just counting their losses in terms of what has happened to their shops, and most of them really not having answers as to what will be the way going forward. But I want you to join me in understanding what really happened here, as the garage owner, okay, will explain to us. So, what happened?
It started around 12 o'clock when we received a call, there is a problem here in Julius. We can't come in because the crowd was excess. But around 3-4, when we got inside here, we found that the whole place was engulfed on the flame, on the fire, the up and down. As you can see yourself, we've lost 58 cars. In all, 58 cars in less than 2 years. The last a year and was 53. This year was 58.
I'm just listening to you saying that this happened again. What happened before?
The first one was xenophobic. And this place was the first place that got targeted, it got burned. Even you people were here to report the incident. Now this one is the second one. That's why I use the word again. Because right now, as you can see, I don't even know where to start with. I don't even know how to start my life with. As you can see, some around me, half of these people here, they are foreign investors. Some of the owners of the cars, they are here. If you go down alone, they've got 22 cars. Yeah, there's more cars. Even some of the cars were stolen. Like there's a BM, there is a Golf, there is a Toyota that got taken out. You understand? So I don't understand what is actually happening. Why must we be the one to pay the price? Every little attack. Why we?
Obviously, this is very frustrating for you, knowing that you've lost so much in such a short while. Do you have insurance?
For this kind of business, no more insurance wants to come to Julius. They say Julius is in a high-risk area. The first one is insured. This one, nobody wants to insure. Nobody wants to insure here. Julius, we are living in a high-risk area in Julius.
So what's the way forward for you and your family now?
No, the way forward is like, I don't know what the government can do. If the government can assist us, come to our aid to help us. Because we are suffering. This is what we know how to do. This is our means of livelihood. This is only what we know to do. We don't know something else except this. But government must come to our assistance. But if there is no, so maybe some of us need to pack and go home.
And I understand that you're now trying to fix the gates because you were saying some of the people are still coming back.
Yeah, the reason why, as you can see, there's electric wire fortifying the gate. If you don't, they will come and pick up the whole scrap, as you see. Because some of the cars, the owners still need to come. You can't call the owner and tell him, no, your car got burned. You can't tell him, no, where. Like this car is coming from Kruma, this Jetta 6 is burned. A lot of these cars are coming from far. The owners are not around. So you need to leave the body for them to come and see what is truly happening in Julius.
All right.
And after this, I don't think nobody wants to bring business here. This is bad for business. Let's face it, this is bad. This is terrible.
Thank you very much. Okay. Well, that's the owner of the garage, Tulis. I just want to show you again. These are the 58 cars that he says he has lost. You'll see there they're trying to fix the gates to at least keep what is left of the cars. He says the people that own these cars still need to see the body of the car, and they obviously will have to also take this towards insurance and all these things. But the problem now is that they're trying to make sure that the people that are picking scrap to go sell to places like scrap yards, they don't come in to pick up some of these scraps, which is the issue that they were faced with this morning. But essentially, 58 cars burned to ashes in this road where we saw flames going up and we couldn't even come in. And the police that we came in with are saying that they're assisting. In fact, they're coming from Pretoria side to try and combat what could possibly be happening here today, even though it's quiet. But now the damage has been done.
Nqobile, stand by for me. Let me take this to back to KwaZulu-Natal, to eNCA's Siphamandla Goke, who is at the Edendale Mall. Siphamandla, this was one of the malls that you said were a focus of activity by police, but also by the looters and the mob that has been looting. So there's Edendale, Brookside, Southgate that you've been mentioning, but right now you are in Edendale. What are you seeing?
Chaos, more looting, tension, rampant looting here. The mall is on fire. One of the new malls here in Pietermaritzburg. I know you won't believe me, Tula Sizwe, but I used to play football here. This used to be a stadium, Watley Stadium, if I'm not mistaken. We used to come here to play football. They demolished that football field. They built this mall that is on fire, as you can see now. More people are looting here. Police are outnumbered. They've given up. It's currently chaotic. Rampant looting continues. Edendale is one of the biggest townships in and around Pietermaritzburg here. And I can tell you that people are helping themselves here with everything and anything that they can get their hands on. So this is the situation. Bongamkiza is doing all he can to show you these live visuals. We're in a moving car because we want to show you the real picture here of what is happening here. So see for yourself whether this is acceptable or not. This is anarchy. This is criminality. It's been going on throughout KwaZulu-Natal, and right now the capital city of Pietermaritzburg is on standstill. It has even spread to nearest townships. They include Imbali. A liquor shop was looted in Imbali, and you see now here this mall in Edendale is being looted. I can tell you that the economic impact here, the damage to the economy will be devastating. There will be job losses. For now, we hope that no lives will be lost, but police are really outnumbered in terms of resources. They don't have rubber bullets. They have given up on this one. And the irony of it all, by the way, is that a kilometer from where we are, what we are showing you, a kilometer, there is a police station called Plesislayer Police Station. Police have been driving up and down here. There is nothing much they can do because they don't have capacity. And over there is one of the biggest hospitals in KwaZulu-Natal, that is Edendale Hospital. So the mall is closer to the hospital. People are still coming in here to loot and help themselves with whatever they can get. And I can tell you that years from now, the economic impact will be felt. But as of tomorrow, people who work at that mall, people who go shopping at that mall will feel the impact, the devastating consequences of this rampant looting. Tula Sizwe.
Yeah. Siphamandla, just give me a sense of, being involved with this coverage and being all over the place over the last few days and monitoring the flare-ups here and there. What's your sense of law and order restoration efforts, the ability of police to respond? I mean, you alluded to this a few seconds ago when you said the police, they have run out of rubber bullets. There's a police station, but they really don't have capacity. I'm trying to gauge at what point does government and the net joints, the National Joint Intelligence and Security Structure, come to the assessment that says there's a breakdown in law and order that requires, I don't know, something else to be done to try and restore law and order?
I think South Africans are owed an apology and an explanation as to how was this allowed to happen? People who've been planning these protests, yes, they started off as pro-former President Jacob Zuma's supporters, but right now it's not about the former president. He is in jail serving his 15 months jail sentence, and also he is dealing with bereavements in his family. We know that there is a bereavement in the Zuma family. We'll get the official spokespersons of the Zuma family to confirm that, but we know for a fact that the former president is really not in a good space in terms of what is happening in his family. There is a bereavement there. But I can tell you that in terms of law enforcement and order in South Africa, it's a shame to Lasizwe. You know, people have been circulating posters on social media threatening that food and beverages or liquor outlets were going to be attacked. Bongamikize is staying with the visuals here. We are about a kilometer now from that Itindale Mall. Look at this. People are still going that direction to go and loot, and nothing is being done to prevent them. So for me, I know nothing about security, law and order, but I know that at least something ought to have been done to prevent this. Information gathering, intelligence gathering, crime intelligence should have anticipated what was going to happen. But also, Thulasizwe, another dimension and another factor that I think is ignored in this thing, you will never have peace, security and stability with the highest unemployment rate in the world. The fact that so many people are looting here, it tells you that there is unemployment, there is poverty, there is inequality. People are loitering around not doing anything, and socio-economic challenges need to be fixed in South Africa so that you will avoid such situations. But for now, the immediate and short-term task is to get law enforcement agencies to put this anarchy to an end.
Yeah, absolutely, Siphamandla. This is what we've been talking about over the years, about what we've been calling a ticking time bomb. And I suppose we're in the early stages of that explosion, really, if we are to be honest with ourselves. There's an army. There are legions of unemployed young people. You're talking about 46% unemployment rate for the ages 15 to 34. In a country where the unemployment rate is at 32%, I mean, you were always going to face the challenges that we are facing. That's part of the conversation, by the way, I was having with Dr. Padi Lehutla from Nqobile Scenarios 2030. Let me bring it back to you, Nqobile, in Malvern in Johannesburg. In terms of the situation right now, what are you observing? Is it calm at the moment?
Well, to us, as calm as it can be, that's what we're seeing at the moment. A lot of people here are just going about with their business, just making sure that, like what we were seeing here, they're installing gates, they're trying to put that sense of security back into their lives to perhaps keep what they have left. That's what's happening right now. Also, as we were driving up here, we were going past UCHENDU that was also broken into. The police went in to check what happened. Not much left, really, of the areas that were broken into. Just up the road from here, we have a bottle store that is also empty. Just also another garages as you go. So a lot of people just trying to keep whatever they have left. But also what we're seeing is that some people are also taking advantage of those cars that have been burnt on the streets. They're already stripping them and they're taking some of what is left of that. So it's calm at the moment. The police are driving around, also just making sure that there isn't anything that is flaring up. We also spoke to JMPD's Minard to check if there is something going on. He says it's relatively calm, but they are on high alert, saying that they are worried that perhaps in the afternoon you will see more of people going out. So they are on high alert, just checking on those hotspots. But at the moment, in terms of business owners, it's, I guess, time for them to count their losses.
All right, thank you for that. eNCA's Nqobile Madlala out in Malvern. We have Siphamandla Goke, of course, monitoring the situation from Pietermaritzburg around what we are seeing, the looting and violence that we've been seeing around the country, the mobs descending on various installations needed by the communities that employ local people in many instances in retail and other sectors. But here we are. This is the situation we are in. This is All Angles on eNCA.